our StarCraft professional and online on-the-ground reporter. He has been interviewing Smithy Mayo live, so let's check in with him right now.
It's Pig back here at the Intel Extreme Masters, and joining me is a mainstay of the Aussie esports scene. He's been around the block. He's recently launched his own business and become the director of that business in games. It's Chris Mayo Smith. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, really good, thanks, man. It's amazing to see where esports has come today, and it's good to catch up with you again after many, many years of playing StarCraft.
For the guys who don't know back at home, he used to be my manager about 6 years ago when I was a pro player.
Yeah.
He's worked pretty much everywhere in the gaming industry, especially in competitive games. I mean, you've run LANs, you've done all sorts of events. You've seen the growth getting to this day. What's it feel like to see IEM kind of come here now after all the years? Because, I mean, we were slaving away in the early days and it was a little bit smaller than this.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, remember back in ACL Pro days before they became, ESL, running events in universities and small warehouses. There's like 30 spectators. It costs $1,000 to sponsor a single trestle table to head along and do that kind of stuff. So we've come just a little bit further with people like FaZe Clan coming in and 9, 10, 12,000 people screaming in the audience for the sick frags that are going on. So it's amazing to see. It's so good.
That's awesome, man. And of course, we've got just so much going on here. You yourself have done all sorts of PC building events with Intel in the past. Today we're talking a lot about VR and kind of where it's come. Tell me about your experiences with VR. Have you had any really cool games you played in the past?
Yeah, VR is really cool. There's this one game, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but it's probably like $10 on Steam, and you're inside a box. You've got your VR goggles on, and you can spawn all of these different things around you. So sometimes there's meteors spawning, and with your two controllers, you can actually pick different things. So with one controller, you can pull them towards you like you're using the Force, and then you can explode them in front of your face. Or you can get your other controller and turn on a paint function, and you can paint all around you. It's so awesome. Or the even better one is downstairs here. There's that Lightbox game, where it's kind of like audio surf. You ever played that back in the day, where all the boxes come at you, except you're cutting them with lightsabers to the rhythm of the beat. It's so cool.
It's so cool. It actually looks so satisfying. I can't wait. Everyone keeps talking about this. I still haven't had a chance to play. I want to get on it. I'm going to get down there sometime soon. I mean, VR in general is exciting because we grew up watching sci-fi, right? You know, you're watching hoverboards and flying cars, but honestly, I think it's the cool holograms and everything that's me excited. And where can VR go next? So for me, I like to imagine kind of Ready Player One sort of things where you're kind of, you just like put on your headset and you're in a completely different world. Let's talk about esports.
Yeah,
10
sure.
years, 15, 20 years. Let's go into Fantasyland with Mayo. What do you think would be the coolest thing for VR to integrate with esports?
I think there's so many different applications to, I guess, make everything a little bit more realistic, Like, obviously, games aren't always the most realistic. Counter-Strike, you can jumping 360-degree no-scope people and that kind of stuff. But it's more about, like, the immersion of everything. Like, imagine playing racing games inside a simulator, which moves around, you're wearing a headset, and there are some people that are doing this kind of stuff here at the moment. So, it's about getting yourself really as part of that game, feeling the virtual wind on your face, and having a bit of a fun time with mates.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I mean, I wouldn't mind as well, spectating modes. Put on your VR headset and you're walking around Dust 2 watching the pros. You're kind of following around Kenny S or someone. You're kind of looking over their shoulder and stuff.
Yeah.
There's just some weird, cool things that could happen. So it's exciting. It's amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go back to the esports side. Who are you cheering for today? Are you a FaZe man? Are you an Astralis man?
Look, it's got to be Astralis. Astralis 100%. Sorry today, but I can't phase up. Just not today.
Actually, this is like every Australian I've spoken to so far. It's to me, a lot of people have a bit of a grudge. They're like, no, they knocked out Renegades. We can't cheer for them. But
Yeah, exactly. It's probably illegal at this stage, I think, to cheer for them. So I don't want to get bounced out of the tournament.
all right, well, you've already whispered it here on stream. So I mean, things are going interesting. What are your big highlights for the rest of the event? Anything you're looking forward to most? You just kind of get down in the stadium for the finals?
Yeah, 100%. Get into the stadium for the finals. Obviously, want to see some sick frags, see some sick orb shots. I think one of my favourite parts of playing CSGO is when people are holding that absolute hairline, especially on something like Inferno with an AWP. They got that split-second reaction because it kind of part of it just drives home the fact that I'm not going to be that good ever again. But it's amazing to see those kind of things. People trying to dodge them across, and it's really interesting to see the way that Counter-Strike's developed, not just over the tournament, but over time with everybody using Molotovs and smokes to slow down the gameplay. It's not so much blindly 5 people pushing with Glock spamming left click. There's so much more thinking behind it. The coaches behind them, giving the tack pauses, giving them the strategy, calming people down.
Yeah.
Not too much keyboard bashing these days either. So
The game's evolved a little bit from the early days. Everything seems to be just going to that next level. I can't wait until we are all strapping into VR power armor to do battle on the field.
Fantastic.
VR esports is going to happen, trust me. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. We'll be back in a little while, but for now, let's throw it back to Hingers and Livy.
Thank you very much, Pig. He was there chatting with